loop jumps. So yes, today we're going to be talking about single loops, double loops, loop combinations, all of that jazz. So if you guys need some help on your loop jumps, maybe try a couple of these tips and see if it works for you. But before we get into this video, I want to give a quick shout out to someone that has helped me so much on my long program music this year. JMcomposing has helped me a ton. So I found the song on their channel, JMcomposing, which I will link down below. It's the Beauty and the Beast fan-made edit of the music, and I fell in love with it. I've always wanted to do Beauty and the Beast. Belle is my favorite princess. Leave your favorite princess down below. But anyway, I've always wanted to be Belle, and I asked them if they could make it a little bit longer in different parts of the song so I could fit all my elements in it, and they did it right away for me, and they are amazing. Go check out their channel and Facebook. I'm gonna link both down below. See if you like any of their songs that they've made. And now, without any further ado, if you guys want some tips, tricks, and exercises on how to get your single loop, double loop, and loop combinations, then keep on watching this video. Alright guys, so we are starting off with the single loop, which is the base for your double loop. So you want to have your single perfected. When in the air for your single loop, you always want your arms to be rounded and not dropped. And when taking off, you want your back arm, which is the right arm in this case, to be up. You never want to drop it because that will make your jump a little bit sideways and it will never end well. Also, when coming up from your takeoff on your single loop jump, you always want to think of your leg being a little bit crossed over, but you do not want to drop your hips, so keep it more parallel and crossed over. Next, we are talking about the double loop. And when you are doing your double loop, you want to apply the same technique as you use on your single loop. That's why you want to have a perfected single loop. So use all those tips. And when doing your double, you don't want to pull in from behind. You always want to come up and then rotate. So you see how my knee is coming up first, and then I will pull in. Before attempting your single or double loop for the day, go through this walkthrough and it will help a ton. Right now, I'm showing you guys a bunch of close-ups of my double loop takeoff. So when doing your double loop takeoff, you never want to pull in behind like I was talking about before. You always want to come up forward and under your jump. So in conclusion, never rush your double loop takeoff because your jump might end up cheated, or you just might not be able to get up in the air. And if you are having trouble with your double loop takeoff and you just keep rushing it, try to think of doing a single loop and then pulling in the air. And if you are anything like me and you just keep pulling in from behind on your triple loop, try thinking of doing a double loop and then pulling in more in the air. Just try to get comfortable with it so you can land that triple loop. A mistake people usually make when they are doing their single or double loop is letting their body lean forward in their takeoff. You always want your body to be up straight. You want the least movement possible in your takeoff so your jump is not all over the place. I would also recommend practicing your loop takeoff position on the ice just to get your balance for your double loop or single loop. And when doing this, you always want your side core and your middle core to be tight, and something that has really helped me is rotating my body the opposite way that my arms are rotating. For example, in my takeoff position, my arms are rotated to the right side, so I would want my core to be rotated to the left side just so I can hold my takeoff position a little bit easier. My last tip for your double loop is to always keep your arms up. You never want to drop them. If you are having trouble with placement in the air for your arms, try to think of them coming in a circle and then pulling in a little bit tighter. If you need help with rotation, I will link my How to Rotate Faster video down below. Now moving on to double loop combinations. I know these combos were always a struggle for me when I first started them, so something that really helped me get them a little bit better is practicing single loop, double loop combos. Once you get that difficult combination down, it will be pretty easy to do double combinations or even double combinations. My two biggest tips on loop combinations is to always think of jumping out more on your first jump so you can get that speed to jump up in your second jump, and also to keep your hip up when doing your second jump and never let it swing out. So always keep your hip up and crossed over. An exercise I usually do to practice my loops is to do a back scratch and then do a loop jump out of it, or you guys can do back scratches and do a double loop out of it. It's pretty hard and I'm still working on it myself. So now I'm showing you guys a loop exercise you can do at home on a mini trampoline, a big trampoline, or on the floor. Just do it on carpet, don't hurt your feet. In this exercise, we are practicing getting our loop takeoff position stronger. So always keep your hip up, your core tight, and your arms rotated to the side. Also think of rotating your body to the opposite side like I showed you guys earlier, and bounce and keep everything tight. You will need a really strong side and middle core to hold this takeoff position, so I will leave my core routine video linked down below. Alrighty guys, that is the end of this lesson with iKatie on loop jumps. I really hope it helps you get your single loop, double loop, and your loop combinations. Remember to click that subscribe button if you haven't already and become a member of our big happy iKatie family. I love all my little ice skates so much, and click that thumbs up button. Let's try to get to 500 likes again on this video. That would be amazing. And also follow all my social medias at SK8SKTIE for Snapchat, Twitter, and Instagram. You should go follow me on all those social media so we can grow our big happy iKatie family on every platform. Alright guys, again, I really hope this video helps you get that loop jump, and I really hope you enjoyed it. My P.O. box is always in the description down below if you want to send me a letter. Don't buy me anything, but if you want to send me a letter, that would be amazing. Remember, you guys are all awesome, and don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Have an amazing week, my little ice skates. I'll see you guys later. Bye!